creatures of the world, and welcome back to Coffee with Kerri-Lynn. It's a right proper winter snowy day here in the far north of Maine, up along the Canadian border. I thought I would let you guys watch the trees wiggle. We're getting some wild winds off the field across the street from our little chalet in the crown of Maine. Please drive carefully today. I hope everybody is having a beautiful day wherever you might be. I hope you're having a day filled with fabulosity and dang good coffee, because y'all gonna need dang good coffee to get through today's show. It is day 3 of January 2025, and already it feels like we have lived a lifetime of chaos. Longest year of my life so far. There is no good news happening overseas. Everything is chaos and pandemonium overseas. We are having terrorist attacks in the United States of America, and there is chaos and pandemonium here. Our legacy media is completely focused on the terror attacks that took place within the last few days in the U.S. Our alternative media is laser focused on the terror attacks that took place. They are scrutinizing the FBI because the FBI keeps changing their story as they investigate the situation. First, they're not connected. Then they are connected. Then they're working with other people. And I'm not going to say the disgusting terrorists' names because we don't want to push their names into infamy here on my show. So those disgusting men, then we were told that they were lone wolves. It's just a mess. Kash Patel needs to get in there and sort all this out. That's my opinion on the whole subject. And now we have a lot of other random acts of violence happening throughout the United States. And everybody is seeing terrorism in every single act of violence. As I said yesterday on an episode, the normal course of business in big cities that police have to deal with are random acts of violence. Nonsensical, random acts of violence. That is basically what they deal with on a day-to-day basis. Now, what do I think is happening? Because people are asking me all the time, what do you think is happening? The terror attacks, are any of these other small attacks linked to the terror attacks? Are they also terror attacks? Personally, I don't know. What I can say is I have noted that there is a huge uptick in the reporting of these acts of violence that are happening in cities, small and large, all around our country. Could this be a situation such as playing the Find the Yellow Car on the Highway game with your children when you are on a long road trip? When you play that game, the children are laser focused on finding the most yellow cars on the highway. So the white cars tend to disappear from their view and the blue cars disappear and the red cars disappear because everybody's so focused on the yellow car that they need to find to get the most yellow cars on their scorecard and win the game. This could be what is happening in real time with the media. Everybody is so focused on the horrifying terror attacks that happened in our country that they are seeing terrorists around every corner when it could just be the normal course of business during the day in a big city or a small city. Now, there are some stories that are sliding under the radar, and I think they're pretty important stories. We talked about one yesterday. It's the Fog-Vid24. I'm going to link that episode in the description box below so that I don't have to go through the whole thing again. You guys who did not see it, just go over, give it a watch, use the link, pass on through, and you can hear me talk about that. There is a development, for those of you who did see that video, there is a new development that I found this morning about Fog-Vid2425. Some people are calling it Fog-Vid25 now. Ladies and gentlemen, beautiful creatures of the world, subscribers to my channel, you decide what we're going to call it. Are we going to call it Fog-Vid24 or Fog-Vid25? Put your vote in the comment section, and I will call it whatever you guys want to call it. So this wild illness that is happening over parts of the UK, parts of California, Texas, Florida, sections of the Midwest, the people who are exposed to this fog within 12 hours are getting flu-like symptoms. There are also people getting symptoms that are very similar to that which they had a few years ago during the ovoid situation, where they got the really bad brain fog. They got the fatigue and the lethargy that was so bad that they literally can't keep their eyes open. People are sleeping between 10 to 14 hours a day. The brand new development on this is people who have come in contact with this weird fog and have fallen ill are not passing the illness on to anyone else that they come in contact with that live within their home. People living in their homes 24 hours a day with each other, sleeping in the same bed, eating at the same table, sitting on the same couches, are not getting ill unless they've been directly exposed to the weird fog. And this story is so flying under the radar, ladies and gentlemen, beautiful creatures of the world. Keep an eye on what is happening with Fog-Vid24, Fog-Vid25. And if you've experienced Fog-Vid, let us know about your experience in the comment section below. If you want to email me, I'm coffeewithkerri.lynn@gmail.com, because some people don't like to talk about things publicly. So you can shoot me an email about your experience with Fog-Vid. I won't release whom you are, but if you want, I will tell your story of this wild Fog-Vid on one of my upcoming episodes. Now, another story that I think is super duper important, ladies and gentlemen, it concerns the presidency of the United States of America. And it is also flying way under the radar because we're so focused on the terrorism that has happened. We're focusing on the incompetency of the FBI. Can't wait for Cash to get in there. Not a day too soon to sort some of this stuff out. And hopefully under Cash Patel, we are going to have much more transparency. Hoping. It's yet to be seen. There is a proposal currently sitting on Joe Biden's presidential desk. And that proposal could absolutely escalate and start a larger war with Iran before January 20th. So the proposals were put into place last month. And apparently, Joe Biden has desked those proposals. However, now we have Security Advisor Jake Sullivan pushing. And he has actually presented President Joe Biden with options and plans to launch preemptive military airstrikes on Iranian nuclear sites. How do y'all feel about that? We're days away. We are 17 days away from the outgoing president leaving and the incoming president entering the White House. And Jake Sullivan is pushing this nonsense, wanting Joe Biden to get things in gear before Trump takes office. This is absolutely incredible. How do you feel about this, ladies and gentlemen, beautiful creatures of the world? Should an outgoing president be able to, we're not talking Iran has struck us and we're going to strike Iran. We're talking preemptive military strikes. We're not talking we've been attacked by Iran. Although they could be behind the scenes trying to marry everything that's going on to Iran. Who the hell knows what they're doing? However, that's my speculation. That's one of my many theories that I have now that I know that there is this proposal just waiting for Joe Biden to execute and knowing that his security advisor is really wanting this to happen before January 20th. But we're talking a preemptive situation. How do you feel about an outgoing president being able to take such an action? I'll tell you how I feel about it. I feel that it shouldn't be happening. I feel that if we hit the January 1st marker for any outgoing president, and we hit the January 1st marker and we have not been struck by anyone, they have not started bigger shite with our country, there should be no preemptive nonsense going on at all. I feel that if we are struck by nonsense from another country, then the outgoing president and the incoming president need to sit down together. Whether or not the incoming president has been inaugurated, they need to sit down together to try to flesh out the situation as best as possible. We all know Joe Biden don't give a shit about his presidential legacy. That's gone by the wayside a long time ago. So this is a story that is flying way under the radar, and I think it deserves a lot more attention. So go on and start Googling things up. We're going to have a busy week, ladies and gentlemen, beautiful creatures of the world. Congress, there are certain Democrats, idiocrats in Congress that would like to use the 14th Amendment to stop Donald Trump from becoming president. So we got that to contend with coming right up. And then, of course, we have every single day that we're counting down until President Trump gets inaugurated. Things could be happening. And if the indicator is anything like the last 3 days, we're in for a wild ride, 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, beautiful creatures of the world, be the kindness that you want to see in the world. Don't be Jake Sullivan. Don't push people's buttons. Don't try to get your way. Don't try to mess up the entire country for your ridiculous agendas. And as always, Carpe Diem, because no one promised you a tomorrow. I'll catch you guys on the next episode.